Hello everyone, welcome back to the Road to Rank 1. Now today I'm playing Cassio into Singe, and I thought I was playing against Yone. So in this video, I kind of want to dedicate this to, what happens if you come up into a matchup that you're either not that familiar with or you just don't really know what the champ does. So probably the main things that you need to figure out early is, obviously what damage type are they? So for example, this one, we're against Singe, which is AP. That means they have double AP mid jungle, so early magic resist can be good. And the other thing to maybe thinking about is your wave control. So Singe is a champ with a lot of gank setup, so regardless of if we're winning or losing, we probably do want the wave somewhat defensively on our side at some point. Now I opted to tier because personally I know that Singe is not that strong in lane. But like again, when you come up against these matchups that you don't know, it's normally better to start with something a bit stronger. Okay, well that goes out of the window, as actually it is Yone mid. Okay, so let's come back to that. Alright, so well, Cassio versus Yone is, yeah, I'm just thinking. Cassio versus Yone is pretty hard winning for Cassio in my mind. This is a matchup where both of you have a lot of extended DPS, except you just kind of win. And so what we'll be looking to do is just, again, 3-wave crash and have the wave bounce back to us, and then we can maybe look to kind of, go from there. So the Yone in this matchup has to be very careful of missing that. The thing is also is Cassio, though, you got to be careful not to use too much mana, because if you do use too much mana, especially into his D-shield second win sustain, you can end up in a pretty bad spot. If I had known it was Yone mid, I would have gone for D-ring. The main reason, by the way, that I thought it was Yone top is because this guy's a top lane main, and I would be surprised if someone was willingly wanting to play Yone into Cassio. But anyway, so we'll keep pushing in here in the early game, and then on this wave, we want to try and get this one under the tower if we can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try spam auto this wave. I'm not going to use too many cooldowns on it, right? Like, we don't want to give him an opportunity to look to all in us or anything. But if we can, we do want to try and get this wave on the tower. Now I am level 3, and at level 3, Cassio becomes a lot stronger because your E actually starts doing some meaningful damage. So if you hit a Q at this point, feel free to chase your opponent down the lane. Now this wave is not going to crash all the way in. Wasn't able to crush it in time, so what I need to do is quickly come ward, because even though it's a Karthus, like, unlikely to gank in the early game, I think trying to get some sort of vision down just for a bit of safety, like maybe it spots him out or maybe it keeps me safe, should be fine. And I think I can get this wave on the tower on this wave. So it's not the end of the world if you go for like a 4-wave crash instead of 3. It just means that you're vulnerable for a little longer, and potentially, depending on matchup, that can be bad. Like, I would actually say for most champs against Yone, that is bad, right? Because he's going to be in that safer position for longer. The guy's doing a good job of holding the wave, but this is going to end up pushing to me anyway. So at this point, we'll just, try and focus on poking a little if we can. Again, my mana is running pretty low here, so I'm probably unlikely to pick up a kill, but that's okay. You're not really expecting a kill pre-first base versus Yone. You're really playing for when you have a bit more mana. So what I want to do now is just let this wave come to me. So what that's going to do is it's going to make him more gankable. I missed a lot of CS this game. It's going to make him more gankable, and it's going to make me a lot safer. You definitely shouldn't be down CS to Cassio to Yone, or the other way around. Definitely shouldn't be down CS to Yone as Cassio. I think I've mainly just missed some. And also, I think I have a bad item start, right? Like, I should have started D-ring, but I thought I was rescinded. So we'll just let this come to me. It's probably too big for me to thin it out. I guess the one nice thing I have going for me is that if you think about it, like, obviously I would prefer to start something else, right? I would prefer to start with my D-ring. But the fact that I have started tier and he started D-shield, then in theory, if you guys are even with that, you should probably be winning, right? Because he's invested a lot into that early game power spike, where you have gone for more scaling. Now, this guy has reset, and I do want to shove this in. Most likely, he will TP and then look to freeze this wave. There isn't much I can do about that other than base TP myself, and hopefully then I'll be able to start winning. So he will freeze this wave if he's smart. I can't imagine him not freezing it. It'd be really bad if he cancels my base. It'd be really, really tragic. Okay, he's not going for that. So we're going to reset. We're going to grab the Dark Seal, some mana here as well. And now the trade should be pretty favorable to us. So importantly, he didn't get tier 2 boots, and we also just got a lot of mana. So now trades should be way, way better. We should be much more easily able to, run him down the lane. We do want to make sure this wave goes under tower, though. So that's going to be the first thing we do. We're going to shove the wave under tower, and then we're going to set up vision. So this is kind of the thing you should do, regardless of matchup. It's just important to get your vision set up when you get back to lane so that you can start playing aggressive. We got vision set up, we got the wave in, and now we're going to start looking for some heavy trade. So, got to be a little careful maybe if, if the jungler can be around, but I think here it should be fine. So this should be, yeah, very favorable trade. He uses a lot of cooldowns, and it doesn't really end up doing much for him. Sometimes they might look to all in while your W is down, so you do have to be a little careful of that. If he comes up here, though, yeah, I'm just going to go for the ult. This is mainly so I can get poking him. I don't really care so much about the kill. But now that he's poked out and we can just keep the wave frozen on our side, there isn't much he can do here other than call jungle. And that should be pretty hard. So here, the main goal is to deny him from even getting stacks on the wave. You know, we want to make sure this is something that you want to look to do. When you have some sort of lead, whether that's health lead or item or cooldown or whatever, try and play aggressively enough that your opponent is not even allowed to touch the creeps. That's very important because that's how you really build up a lead, right? Like you deny them getting any last hits whatsoever. You're not always going to be able to do this, right? Like this is partly a combination of, well, one, I got some pretty good trades, and two, it's like a bad matchup for you, right? So just, again, try and zone him up. I have a feeling he's going to try and get aggressive here, because I think he's getting upset, probably. We'll try and stop him from getting his second Q charge. So I think here we can probably look for a kill. If he turns on us, he's almost certainly dead. Oh my god. Okay, that was actually... I'm surprised he turned around, but that's good. We got the kill. And now we will just look to shove this in. So nice little single dingle for us. And yeah, shove this in. I have wondered, by the way, if I should be posting more Cassio content or not, because on one hand, like, not that many people play Cassio these days, and that's like a good thing and a bad thing, right? It means that it's maybe less useful for a lot of you, but also, like, yeah, there's less content for people to find. And honestly, I think Cassio into melees, like I always say this, but Cassio versus specifically Silas, Yone, and Yasuo is like basically a free win. So I really like locking it in whenever I get versus one of those. So I'll come back on the map here. I just spent as much gold as I could, really, and got my refillable for a bit of sustain. You guys might be wondering about the refillable. Sometimes you can skip refillable if you don't feel like you need the sustain, but normally it's worth buying. And the reason is that you can play aggressively with that health as well. It's not like you're just using this defensively. That could allow you to, say, I don't know, trade a bit more aggressively, or stay on the map a bit longer, or dive a tower that you otherwise wouldn't be able to. Something like that. Again, going to throw out my W aggressively and just force some trades on him. Really impossible for Yone to win trades. Now, I want to probably slow push this wave in. So you have a choice here of slow pushing or fast pushing. I'm just going to ult him early and then probably chase him down. I think he's just dead. Yeah. So, obviously there I just abused the fact that I have a level lead and an item lead, so that's why it ended up being a solo kill. I want to quickly talk about the wave thing there, though. So I was saying that I was going to slow push the wave, right? And the reason for that is because if you're playing a champ that is really good at roaming or is really good at harassing in the tower, it can be better to just fast push waves on the tower, right? And just like non-stop harass your opponent. The thing is, though, for a lot of champs in mid, and Cassio is definitely one of them, you don't really harass people on the tower that well. So you want the wave to be either slow pushing into them so that you have plenty of chances to harass them, or slow pushing to you so that you can, you know, run them down. You're not really the type of champ that's just gonna spam shove waves into tower over and over. So are we in a good position now? Yeah, I'd say so. The only thing to be careful of is that we don't have flash, but the good news is they have virtually no gank threat. So this is another thing that's worth keeping in mind, and it's another thing that you should kind of checklist. Like at the start of every game, a couple things I guess I think about or check is I think about like, how do I want to control my wave? And for that, the things I'm normally factor in is obviously the matchup, but I also factor in, you know, the supports and jungles. So like this game, it's honestly pretty much a 1v1. Like both supports are playing like laning supports, both junglers are playing farming junglers. I guess Graves is like more of a tempo jungler, like he might invade. But ultimately, there's not going to be too much threat on mid from either side. Another thing I always check at level 1 is, you know, what am I thinking? The other thing I always check at level 1 is the damage type. So when I was saying at the start about how there was a double AP mid jungle, that's like something you want to know immediately, right? Or if they're really heavy AD, really heavy AP, you know, those are the kind of things that you want to kind of like preload almost. Or you could do it in champ select as well. It doesn't really matter when you do it, but that's a good checklist, I think, for things to look at. Now here I have some options, right? My team is winning, so I can easily roam to their lanes and you know, affect them. Alternatively, though, I think it might be better just to keep the wave in the middle and deny, because I think diving for me is a little bit hard. Diving for me is a little bit hard on the bot side. Like, again, Cassio's not a great roaming champ, and so I think it's probably better just to keep denying. And I don't really want to fast push under tower again, because I don't feel that comfortable. That being said, we're about to contest this top grab, maybe? Yeah, so this guy wants to invade. So if he does want to invade, I will probably fast push, and that's just so I can support this invade. So I'll just shove this, and I'll probably quickly hit this for a plate. In fact, I'm going to walk the most aggro weak possible. Walk to the jungle. I don't think that's a dive, but we can play for this. Yone might rotate, but honestly, it's super winning. Okay, he did have... I didn't actually check. I was wondering he might have exhaust or something. Wow. I'm actually surprised he went back there, but anyway. Okay, so that's pretty good. We managed to force out Carth's flash. I'm just gonna... Shouldn't have given him that. Don't think we can catch him. Yeah, and especially... Ooh. Okay, this should be winning with Soraka off, I think. Oh no, I'm going to end up giving this to Carthus. Okay. That's pretty annoying. I mean, it's definitely better for us if it goes to Yone, because Carthus solo AP is much, much stronger. Oh my god. I respect that. Honestly, I do respect that. So what do I build now? Well, looking at their team, I think Rylai's is very good versus Yone, but it's not really that good against anyone else in the team, so it might be a Liandry's angle. Is there anything else worth building? The only other option really is buying a Zhonya's for Carthusol. I'm not sure that's that great either. So I think I'm just going to go for my Liandry and then kind of check after that. It could be worth building Zhonya's this game just for the Carthusol. Because the thing is, like, it's just incredibly... It's incredibly high damage and it's unavoidable, is the annoying thing. But we have a Soraka, like, it'll probably be fine. Maybe I can build, like, a Spirit Visage or something later if I really need it. Something you can do on Cassio that you can't do in other mids, obviously. So let's shove this in. And then, where are we looking after this? I think probably fast push. Okay, I was going to say fast push and contest grubs, but they already got it. So I guess fast pushing there might have been a mistake. Although we could probably still invade the top jungle. Like, Carthus is most likely here and still doesn't have flash. So it could be, yeah, it definitely could be something that we look for. Ooh. Hey. Oh, wow, he got it. Damn. I think I've been doing a good job of, like, trying to invade, but Carthus always gets away with it. So again, come back mid, decide if this Prio does anything for us. I can quickly tell by looking at the map the answer is no, because I have no wards and I have nowhere to roam to. Potentially if this guy was recalled, which I think he is, it could have been good to... Yeah, it probably was good to shove. I didn't think he was going to be recalled here. I guess if I had known he had recalled, I would have pushed faster. The thing is, I didn't actually. But anyway, I'll deny some of that and then decide on this wave again. Like, what do I want to do? I think this wave I'll shove. And the reason is that this plate is getting very low, so I should be able to take it. I wonder if this guy just DC'd, actually. Because, you know, it was a weird time to recall. Okay, no. I don't know what he was up to. Anyway, we're just going to hit this once and grab the plate. And then I'm going to try and get some deep vision as well as take away some of theirs. So always be thinking ahead of time, you know, like, how can I use my Prio to kind of, like, create the most pressure? I've talked about this before. I have a whole video on Prio usage and how to use it, when to use it, most valuable things to do and stuff. So it could be worth checking that out. Now, the SCP I'm assuming. I think I'll shove. Yeah, I think I'll probably shove. I think he's probably just base TPing, so I don't really want to be stuck in lane if he's recon. Okay, so it's annoying. He decided to stay. I should be fine to pressure this tower as long as I have ult. I don't think he can really do anything to me. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. How's bot lane going? Okay, I mean, that's looking good. I'm just going to keep spam shoving waves here. I think at this point, freezing is probably not really worth it, right? And I think there will always be things I can use my Prio for now, like just hitting this mid tower and getting it lower. Alternatively, if I have more mana, I could probably look for the Scuttle Crab. But honestly, I think getting chunk on mid tower at this point is actually pretty valuable. So yeah, we'll try to get this a little bit lower. The thing with getting mid tower lower is, like, obviously, normally hitting a tower is kind of the least important thing you can do. Like, if you can find something better to do, you probably should. But taking mid tower lower isn't the worst thing ever. You know, it just makes it more difficult for them in the mid game, because once the mid tower falls, it becomes a lot harder to play side lanes. So you can kind of think of it as like future investment in a way. Like, yeah, we're just kind of setting up so that our side laning will be even more favorable to us, which it already is because it's a winning matchup. Now, I think I can live this. In fact, I'm just going to ult this guy preemptively. And I don't think Zillion has ult, so I think that guy's dead. Nice by Soraka. I don't think I needed the help, but I'll just say to you, I don't think I needed the help, but hey, if we fucking take those, I'll give it a little fist bump as well. And nice. Honestly, this guy always carries me on Soraka. I swear this champ's so broken. So anyway, shove this in. What can we do after this? Probably just reset, I would say. Yeah, probably just reset. I have a lot of gold. I don't have ulti. I don't have a whole lot of mana. So let's just reset. Now, third item, is it the... What's it? Okay, so I'm thinking here. What I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to buy this null magic and I'm just going to sit on it. So the reason for that is I think it's still better to build a different item, but they do have 3 AP. They have this Singed, Carthus, and Zillion, and it's going to be a while before they can get any magic pen. I think just buying this null magic and sitting on it actually goes a really, really long way. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. We'll just sit on that and see how it goes. It can make building my next item awkward, but I think because I can sell my pink and refillable, ultimately, it'll probably be fine. I would like to lane against Yone at some point here, so I'll probably shove this out and then try and swap with my Ash. I think I should be okay. Yeah. Wow, I actually got a lot of damage there. Crazy. Anyway, let's have a look at this gank bot. Like, I think this Yone is maybe a bit too far up in the lane. I do want to swap with Ash. I managed to get mid tower already, so that's good. He could be in a bush here, like in one of these lane bushes. Yeah, not. Well, Ash didn't go mid, so I kind of have to walk back mid. I don't know, this is annoying. Like, I really wanted to swap with Ash there so I could play against the Yone, but I guess I'll come back mid. Potentially, I can look for a gank at the same time. I'm actually here, and they are overpushed. Yeah, they're really, really overpushed, actually. Let's see if we can kill Zillion first. Should be a free kill. I don't know why that guy's putting his trap there. Let's just ult this guy for the slow. That's worth doing on Cassio sometimes, by the way, is just ulting for slow. It allows you to just hit the rest of your abilities a bit more easily. Obviously there, I didn't really need to, right? Like, I was just ulting for a combo of damage and a little bit of, yeah, the slow CC. That is kind of useful. It's always an underrated tip. I don't see people ulting enough just for slow. Also, it just does a fair amount of damage, and it's got a short CD. So feel free, I guess, to just throw that shit out whenever you want. This game is super over. I mean, this is just another example, really, of how to play out winning matchups. Like, I think this was actually, yeah, a really good example of playing from ahead. That being said, you know, it is all reliant on having the counterpick matchup, right? And something you would have seen. I'm not sure if the video would be uploaded by the time you're seeing this. I think it would be. The Aurelia vs. Cassidy game that I played in my unranked to master. It's same sort of thing, right? It's a lot about like how you control the wave, abusing the fact that you have those advantages. Yeah, I guess like aggressive laning or like laning with like a winning matchup is much different from laning as a neutralizer or laning when you start to lose. So maybe I'll try post more videos of that or something. I'm not sure. The thing is, like, I tend to try not to get in those positions, right? Like, ultimately, playing from behind or playing a losing matchup sucks. That's why, like, I think blind picking is so important, and, you know, why counter picking obviously is very important as well. So, what are we going to do next? I think we... I mean, I have a lot of gold. I should probably reset. Maybe we take dragon and then reset. So if this dragon were contested, I probably should have base TP'd and then, you know, try to contest this. But I think because because they're not contesting at all, there's no point really. I'll just DPS down the drag and then, yeah, I guess do one more wave maybe? No, Ash is going to clear that wave, so we won't worry about it. So what am I actually building here? Okay, low-key, I think Rabadons or Magi. Actually, fuck it, we ball. I actually think the best buy here is Rabadon. So like I said, I don't think the Rylai's is that valuable this game. There's not a whole lot of melees, and I think most of the ranged are... I mean, I'm either going to be... Like, Rylai's isn't going to be the difference between chasing these champs, right? Like, if you try and chase a Jinx, even if they're slowed, like, she's got the traps and stuff to kind of cut you out. So I think this game, I would just go for a straight death cap there. That being said, I think a Magi's right now goes pretty hard. Like, I'm very far ahead. I'm already reasonably tanky. I have a Soraka to keep me alive. So I shouldn't really be dying. And if I do, I must have made some... probably got like flash singed flip or something into the team. That's the only way I can really see us die. I could rotate to this, maybe. This could be some Magi stacks to collect. Seems too hard. So I'll just come and shove the side lane all the way in. This, again, just really important. Whenever you are this far ahead, try and make sure the side lane is always going under the enemy tower. That's super, super critical because they lose so much extra CS, and it also gives you time to do camps or whatever. And obviously, if you do ever actually get a tower, you get such a huge influx of gold that the game pretty much instantly ends, right? Like, you get all these waves, you get the camps, and then you get like the plus 750 for actually taking the tower, which is pretty absurd. Now, I could TP mid. TP here. Honestly, I think it's better just to hit the tower. So I could TP mid and maybe get some kills, but I think it's way more guaranteed to just take this. Like, watch my gold. This is gonna be nuts. So take this. Boom. Now we're on 2k gold. Now my team's doing Baron. I could TP to it. I'll probably TP to it just for safety. So I think we would probably get this, but I honestly think the only way to lose right now is if we somehow gave them Baron. So I'll just TP to it. I probably don't need to keep my TP anyway. It'll be okay. So I'll just kill this. If I'm really greedy here, by the way, I'll try and farm up a little more gold after so that I can afford my rod. Yeah, I think I'm going to do one jungle camp. My Graves isn't resetting yet anyway, so I can like sync my tempo with him. I'll just take one jungle camp, and then I'll recall as well, and that's going to allow me to get the better buy. So if you can, you know, if you can do this, what I'm doing here, kind of like planning your spikes in advance. Like here, I want to base and buy 2 rods. We're going to be very happy with that, right? I know my build looks super scuffed, but I honestly think it's pretty good. I would check out my AP optimization guide. Again, don't know if it would have been posted by the time this is up or not. If it's not, then just flame me in the comments, I guess. But yeah, that should hold a lot of info for how to optimize your AP builds. So now there's no point really going bot. We just want to play 2 lanes, and I don't have TP anyway. So if I went bot, it'd probably be kind of scary for my team. Let's just shove this in, and here it might be better to hold W defensively, just in case like Yone tries to go in. That being said, I might just flash W this Jinx. Okay, she has no flash. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, this guy is doing something. I think he's given up, I guess. Alright, so we're gonna finish up this game. There really isn't too much to it. Yeah, well, hopefully you guys learned something about like laning from ahead, and maybe a little bit of wave control again. I think those are the really key points for when you have a winning matchup. Because that is one element of the game, right? Like half the time, in theory, you should have winning matchup if you pick after your opponent. And so knowing how to like convert those games into wins is really, really important. So there's probably no point looking at the post game. I think that was pretty much all we needed to see. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, see you in the next one.